The 2000s were a little tough on Ryan Reynolds.
But why?
Though he starred in some truly fun comedies during that era of his career, he also had roles in numerous critically panned and commercially unsuccessful films, one of those being the remake of the Amityville Horror.
Oh, God! Damn it!
Not only was the film's critical reception a bummer for Reynolds, but the actual filming process as well. Thanks to genuinely spooky things that kept happening on set, he hasn't done a horror movie since and has only dipped his toes back into creepy territory once for the 2015 black comedy The Voices.
So you think I'm evil, Bosco?
I'm certain of it.
So clearly, the Amityville experience left its mark. You might even say he's haunted by it. There have been many stories over the years about strange things happening on horror sets, and the amount of weirdness on the Amityville set was hard to deny. Given the film's basis in the allegedly real experiences of George and Kathy Lutz and the murders of the DeFeo family in 1974, the incidents were enough to spook anyone. Early on during filming, a body washed up on the shore of the lake near the set, causing production to shut down for a few days. The real-life Kathy Lutz died at age 58 of emphysema while filming was still going on, which some rightfully found to be ominous. Some of the crew also experienced bizarre coincidences, like waking up at exactly 3:15 a.m., a time relevant to the events in the film. Reynolds told MovieWeb, "I think a lot of people make that stuff up to sell their movie, but there was some weird stuff that happened. A lot of the crew were waking up at 3:15 in the morning, which was when all these atrocities in the house took place each time. I think it was a subconscious thing. You read a script and suddenly pop awake at 3:15 in the morning." One thing that wasn't just subconscious was Reynolds' feelings about the house, which was a real home from the 1800s, retrofitted to look more like the original Amityville house. Though the original home still stands in New York, the film used a house from that era in Salem, Wisconsin. Reynolds said the location was deeply unsettling, even though it didn't have the Amityville house's haunted history. It's terrifying. There's something about the house that's upsetting. In the Amityville Horror, family patriarch George Lutz starts slowly losing his mind as a result of the angry ghosts of the murdered DeFeo family. His downward spiral has been compared to Jack Nicholson's Jack Torrance in The Shining, as he starts becoming violent and unhinged as his mind slips further into madness. Chloe Grace Moretz and Jesse James played the Lutz children, and during one of the scenes where George is upset with his son, Reynolds got a little too into his character. At one point while filming, he actually slapped one of his young co-stars, even though it wasn't in the script.
Put your hands up there. We're friends. We're having fun, right?
He told MovieWeb, "I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't hard or anything. He looked up like he just won the lottery. It was just so cool to him. And I look over and the script supervisor's crying, and I'm trying to apologize to her. I don't know what's happening." Thankfully, James handled it like a pro, and his parents and everyone on set chalked it up to the intensity of the sequence. But it was a little unnerving for Reynolds. In a perverse way, I was sort of excited by the fact that something happened on film that was just totally unplanned, and it just came out organically enough, and not so organically that it actually hurt anyone. So everyone walked away from it, but it was definitely disturbing. Following the intense shoot, the Amityville Horror was released and panned by critics and audiences alike. It's a rare performance for Reynolds where he's not playing a version of himself, and it's surprisingly layered given that it's an otherwise lackluster movie. Maybe we'll see Reynolds return to scary movies one day. But with the Amityville Horror as his only experience so far, it's hard to blame him for holding off.